Welcome to another episode of Craig Max Chasing Success. The gentleman that you see on the screen there, that is Coach Keith Shaw. Keith Shaw is the Chief Engagement Officer for Leadership and Personal Development Academy. Keith, welcome to the show.
Hey, Craig, thanks for having me. It's an honor and a pleasure to be here.
Oh, thank you, man. I ain't that big time yet, but I'm getting there. I'm getting there. So, Keith, you've got a long career in HR. Kind of describe your career to me.
Yes. So my career has been very interesting. It's been 35 years now in human resources, and fortunately, almost all of that, 33 of those years have been in aerospace defense and security. Helping to hire people and support the individuals of the military, helping them make the world a safer place. So it's been great to be able to serve in that way. But my start in human resources was a little, I'd say, non-traditional. My parents worked in aviation,
Okay.
both of them, one in Boeing and one at Beechcraft, and
Okay.
they come home every day and complain about, how they were treated. And so that caused me to decide to pursue management as a degree. So I went to college and studied management. Well, I graduated with a degree, piece of paper, and expecting I would be able to go and manage people. And of course, without any experience, nobody would give me a chance to be a manager. So I decided that I wanted to start at the bottom, learn the business, and work my way up. So I started as a mechanic working on aircraft engines at Beechcraft, worked my way into management. And, once I got into HR, probably after about 2 years, I got a chance to go into HR. And I discovered that in human resources, I could have a positive impact on the entire business as opposed to just a group of people that I was managing. So I decided that that's what I wanted to do for my career, to be an HR leader, to influence the managers of an organization and help them to create great work environments for their people.
Wow, that's awesome. When you said both your parents were in the aerospace industry, I think you said. So it's kind of surprising you didn't say, well, I was going to be a pilot or something like that. But what kind, you said they used to complain about the way they were treated. What kind of things would they complain about?
Well, I think it was more about, just the lack of opportunity, the people they worked with, just general complaints. I wouldn't, I wouldn't attach it to any particular thing, but it was a little bit of everything. Now, we were talking about back in the 70s
Okay.
and the 80s, and the world was different. And today's world is not perfect, but it was much harder for my parents as far as the things that they had to deal with. And so, I don't remember all the details. I just know that, one of the things that I remember my dad saying is, when his coworkers got promoted into management, he said they must have sent him to stupid school because all of a sudden he forgot how to treat people. But but I
Wow.
think it's just a general lack of ability to care for people. And in today's world, I think the world is changing over when it comes to management. Management and leaders are understanding that we as leaders are here to serve the people who work with us, as opposed to because we've made it to a certain level that we've arrived. No, we're in a position to help them be successful, and we as leaders need to remove the obstacles that prevent them from doing the brilliant work that they're capable of doing. That's got to be the mentality of a leader, helping others. That way you multiply, your impact as opposed to just being there to take the credit when things go well. And I don't think that was the mentality, back in the 70s and 80s when my parents worked in the shop. It was more autocratic. You do what I say, or you got to go. And that's
Mm.
not the way the world operates today. And I'm happy that the world is making that transition. But, you know, after 35 years of working in human resources and being a coach and a trainer and a trusted advisor to CEOs, managers, VPs, and others, I've learned that there's still a lot of people who haven't upgraded their level of leadership yet. They still, believe that because they made it to managers, it's simply, their way or the highway. They haven't made the transition. And, I'm on a mission, today and going forward to help people understand that, Our mission as leaders is to be able to care for and lead and guide the people under our care. So, which is a different mentality than most people have when it comes to leadership. So, I'm trying to start a movement of, number one, helping people elevate the impact of leadership in their personal life and in their work environments. I think it's a shortcoming that most companies observe. I've worked for Fortune 500 companies for 25 plus years, and everyone struggles to get leaders the training that they need before they take responsibility for our most valuable asset, our people. And then they still sometimes struggle to get them training uh, after they move into a leadership position. And I'm going to say, a large percentage of companies have the same problem. They tap somebody on the shoulder because they're a good worker, but that doesn't necessarily transition over to becoming a great leader.
Mm.
And so my mission is to, number one, remind individuals that it's your obligation to elevate leadership in your life so that you can be the best leader that you can be. Don't wait for your company to invest in you to help you become a better leader. It's up to you. You have the responsibility. You should start focusing now, preparing to be a leader now, so that when you get tapped on the shoulder, you're capable of doing the job well.
Mm. That's awesome, man. So you and I met at an event that was hosted by Walter Bond, the Speakers Academy there. And I think when you introduced yourself, I think you made the comment that you were about to retire, right? And
Yes.
that is that so that you can be full time with your Leadership Academy
Yeah,
project?
absolutely, absolutely. Thanks for bringing that up. First of all, that event with Walter Bond was amazing. Walter Bond, I feel so blessed to have had Walter Bond and his wife Antoinette come into my life. They've been mentors for me. They've helped me make substantial advancement in my career and my life since I've met them 3 years ago. Um, and so, yes, I'm officially retiring from my corporate aerospace defense and security job on May the 2nd. And that's why I'm smiling so big since while we've been on this phone.
That deserves some applause right there.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, it's a great, I just love it when the plan comes together. And Walter and Antoinette were a big part of helping me start planning what I want for my future. And being able to start my own business, run my own business, and a business that's focused on helping to make workplaces better. So my thought is, if we can make the workplace better, we can also make the world a better place. And that's kind of my motto. I'm here to help organizations improve their workplace. And if we can improve our workplaces, we can also make the world a better place. So, and I do that through leadership development, through coaching, through DISC behavior style assessments, helping other people understand their own styles, and then encouraging people to become strategic about the way they communicate and interact with others so that they can assess the style of others and communicate in the way that they want to be communicated with. All of that creates a better work environment. All of that creates better relationships. And, it's all about, becoming someone that people know, like, and trust. And I help people accomplish that.
So the disc process. Could you elaborate on that a little bit more, for those that don't maybe understand or know what that is?
Yeah, absolutely. So DISC is a behavior style assessment that takes individuals and helps them understand their behavior style. So each and every one of us has a dominant behavior style. There's four styles. The D, I, S, and C identifies the four common and dominant styles. So the D is for dominant or direct, the I is for influential, the S is for stable, and the C is for conscientious. And each of those styles, each and every one of us have one of those as our dominant style. And each style communicates in a certain way. Each style is motivated by certain things. Each style likes to receive data in a certain way. And what this does is to allow you, if you can identify the style of an individual, you will be able to determine how they like to receive information, how they interact with others, what motivates them. And that can help you as a manager. That can help you, if you got someone who's a D style, who's direct, that means they like to get results. They're results oriented and they want to make things happen. And so you know that you can be direct with that individual. You can talk about the results. And if you identify that somebody is an S style. S style is more of teamwork and stability and steadiness. And if you know that, then you know that you build relationships with that individual, and you talk about how we do things together versus uh, just focusing on getting results quickly or talking about the data that needs to be done. So once you understand the style of someone, you understand how they like to receive data, and then you can adjust the way you communicate and interact with them, and that helps to improve those relationships. So it's very powerful. I've practiced DISC for about 20 years. I'm a certified DISC consultant, and I love DISC not only because I've seen what it's done for my clients, because I'm a product of the product. I've used DISC in my relationships, and it's helped me to have tremendous success in the workplace. It's helped me to have tremendous success, with my personal relationships with my spouse, my kids, and everyone else. And so I believe in it because I've experienced it and I know it works.
Is it possible for someone to be a combination of the two? They can be a D or a S or an I and a C?
Yeah, absolutely. Great question. Yeah, you can be any combination of the different behavior styles. Now, I've seen people with three, I've seen
Mhm.
people with two, and I've seen people with one. I have not yet seen anyone with all four, but I've been told that it is possible. But and it doesn't mean that you are any more capable or smarter or better if you got one versus two versus three. It just means that's your style. The objective is to know your style. I like to say that awareness is the first step towards transformation, growth, and improvement. So when you know your style, you know where you are, you know what your strengths are, you know what you like, you know what you don't like. And so that causes you to be able to elevate the other styles when the time is necessary for you to do that. So if you don't have, a high usage of a particular style, then what that does, it doesn't mean that you're not able to utilize it. It just means you have to utilize more energy when the time comes to exercise that behavior style. So, and to be more conscious of it so that when the time is necessary, let's say a C is conscientious, that means they like data, very detail oriented. So if you're not detail oriented, there are certain times though that, wow, this is an important situation, the data matters, I need to elevate my C, or I need to elevate my blue energy. The color for C is blue. I need to elevate my blue energy. I really need to get into the details because this is really important. I can't gloss over this. I need to dig into it. And you know that your tendency is not to do that. So then to go focus on that because this is important. So, and that's how you can use it to adjust what you're doing and the way you're interacting based on the situation.
Gotcha. So your development program, is it just for senior managers or is it middle managers or entry level?
Yeah, no, great question. My clients, come from all walks of life. I have individual contributors that I coach and train. I've coached and trained CEOs. I've coached and trained managers and VPs. So um, the level is it doesn't matter. What I try to do is to help people do some of the things that they're not doing at present. So most people I find, number one, have not gotten clear about what they want for their career or their life. And regardless of your level, this is pretty much universal. 95% of the people have not taken the time to start planning what they want for their life. And in fact, I like to say that most people spend more time preparing for going on vacation than they do for what they're going to do with their career and what they want for their lives. So I help people get clear about that. This is important. We can't just let this happen by chance. And we shouldn't just take what life gives us. We should be intentional about what we want. So that means we've got to think about it first, identify what we want, and then create a plan to go get what we want. And, that comes from a combination of what I got from my mother and my father. My mother was a, sweet lady. She's passed on now, but,
Mm.
she taught me to love everybody and help everybody. My father told me to just work hard. He said, son, what you don't know, you just work hard. You make up for what you lack in knowledge by hard work. And
Mm.
so, that's kind of, my origin and where I come from. And so what I do is, I've got this something inside of me that tells me help other people accomplish their dreams. Now, part of that comes from in my early years, and I think when I was in my early 20s, I read a book by Zig Ziglar. You ever heard of Zig Ziglar?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Zig Ziglar wrote a book called "See You at the Top,"
Hmm.
and he had two concepts that really stuck with me on that book. The first one was that you should spend an hour a day working on yourself.
Hmm.
And so that doesn't mean necessarily working overtime at your job. It means just working on yourself. That could mean working on how could I be better at my job. That could be, what can I do to improve my credentials? That could be, how can I improve my communication skills? But invest in yourself every day.
Hmm.
And I've done that. I followed that throughout my career. And the second thing that his book taught me, which was very powerful, was he believed in service, and I still am a strong believer in service. But he had a statement that said, "You can get whatever you want if you help enough other people get what it is they want." And that statement, I practiced that, and that has helped me. Number one, help others, and I think when you're someone who's giving and helping others all the time, people, are willing to help you. And as I believe his statement and his work for me, it's helped me get the things that I want in my life, and I know I've helped a lot of other people accomplish what they want. So when I talk to people, I ask that question: What do you want? Do you know what you want? Have you spent any time thinking about what you want? And then once they have taken time to think about it, now let's put together a roadmap. Here's where you are. Here's where you want to be. What's going to take to get you from here to there? Who do you have to become to be the person that you want to become? And helping them put that plan together. That helps people move forward. And most people really are just accepting what life gives them. So
Mm. So when you ask people, what do they want? Do you find that they struggle with that question? Because a lot of people struggle with that. They really don't know what they want.
absolutely, yeah,
So
all the
how do
time.
you get them to look inside themselves to make that determination?
Yeah, well, we started just walking through what we like. So what do you like? What are you passionate about? If you could wave a magic wand and you could be doing the job that you want, or you could be at the level that you want to be in, 6 months, a year, or 3 years, what does that look like? And and they do struggle a lot. So this is not a decision that's made like this. It can take hours or days or even weeks,
Right.
sometimes. Uh, what I have to tell people though is don't focus on what you don't want, because people will very quickly say, well, I don't want to do this. Okay, understand that. So let's scratch that off. Let's keep talking. Let's look at what's next. What else would you like to do?
Hmm.
Not what you don't want to do. What would you like to do? What are you passionate about? What makes you happy? And when I look at my own situation, I'm doing what I do today, because gratitude makes me happy. I was fortunate enough when I was a young kid, grew up poor, and my parents, they worked second shift. So I had a lot of teachers, a lot of family friends that poured into me, people who saw something in me that, I didn't see for myself. I didn't know what I could accomplish. And, I had a lot of people who coached me, sports coaches and teachers that just really, really, helped me get to where I am. They helped me create the mindset that's helped me be successful. And so I decided I wanted to give back. So after I graduated, that helped me to, make it through high school and avoid all the potential problems that, many others in my community got into during high school years. I got a college scholarship, went and played basketball. I would not have got a chance to go to college without getting that scholarship.
Mm.
And so after I graduated, got a good job, working for a Fortune 500 company, I decided I wanted to give back so I could help others. And I wanted to be that coach that other people were for me. And
Mm.
I started doing it in sports. So I started coaching girls basketball. I actually have 4 daughters. And
Oh,
so I
okay.
thought, you know what? I'm going to teach them basketball too, so that they can get scholarships and get their education paid for. Because, like I said, I wouldn't have gone without getting my education paid for.
Right.
I started by giving back to coaching. And I coached about 30 young ladies. 12 of them went on to get college scholarships,
Awesome.
pay for their education.
Right.
And thank you, thank you.
Congratulations on that. That's an accomplishment all by itself.
Oh man, yeah, I'm proud of that. And what happened? What I mean, the parents and the kids, they expressed the gratitude for me, making the sacrifices to share my knowledge and my time to help them be successful.
Hmm.
And that gratitude just, it warms my heart. It's what I live for. It makes me feel really good. So that's one of the reasons that, um, you know, I feel like I'm a coach today, because I get that same feeling from coaching people when I help them get clear, and when I help them put together a plan on what they want to accomplish, and help them think through the challenges they're going through and the things that have been holding them back. And we create a plan and we accomplish the things that they've been struggling with for years. And they express that gratitude to me. It's just it's a warm feeling. I love that feeling. That's why I'm going to continue doing that for the rest of my days. And this is my new job. So I retired from corporate, or I'm retiring from corporate, but I'm going to continue to help other people reach their full potential for the rest of my days.
That's awesome. So, okay, so basically your training style is like coaching. That's your training style, right? Awesome.
Absolutely. So I do a couple things. So the coaching, I have a process for coaching. I'm a certified coach, John Maxwell certified, master coach, university certified, and I'm almost I'm about to complete a international coach federation certification as well. So constantly educating myself in the coaching industry. So that's a kind of a different type of training. Coaching is more of helping others uh, develop and learn processes so that they will be able to think their way out of whatever they get into. So giving them the confidence, number one, giving them a process to think through what they want, and to be able to get through whatever, to get the confidence to get through whatever they got to deal with. And so coaching kind of helps people do that. But then, of course, I also train. So in my corporate job, I teach leadership development. So I teach communication courses. I teach coaching courses. Managers have to coach their own people as well. Performance courses and content. I also let's see what else. Those are kind of my specialties. Oh, behavior style. My favorite and my best course to teach is my DISC behavior style leadership course.
Hmm.
So I'll go into a company and I'll have 20 to 25 of their managers, teach them all about their behavior styles, show them how, if they can understand their style, they can interact and learn the styles of their people, they can improve the relationships and create a connection with the people that they're responsible for leading. And so I enjoy teaching people those things. It helps them experience more success, and it makes me happy.
Awesome. So, on your website, which I'll put in the description when I post this interview, you have what's called a rapid success strategy coaching session. What is that?
So a rapid success coaching session is, a way for me to introduce people to coaching. So a lot of people don't really know what coaching is,
Mm.
and so, it's a, 15 to 30-minute session where I help an individual think through what they want, and help them put together a plan to get it quickly. So I'll say, hey, let's talk about what would you, if you could wave a magic wand, and in the next 3 months, 6 months, or a year, there's something that you would like to accomplish. What is that? And we identify that goal, and then we identify what has been preventing them from accomplishing that goal, and what obstacles are there that could prevent them from accomplishing that goal, and why it's important. And then we'll create a roadmap to help them get it. And the objective there is to help them see, like, wow, in 15 minutes or in 30 minutes, this dude just got me lined up. for the next 9 months or 3 months or whatever period of time. I have a plan. I have a roadmap.
Mm-hmm.
And some people can take that and be fine. They can follow it. Most people can't. The difference for most people, the difference between where they are and where they want to be is discipline, and one of the reasons that people experience more success when it comes to working out and losing weight when they have a trainer is because they have someone to hold them accountable. And as a coach, what I do is not only help them develop a plan, but also help to hold them accountable to make sure they don't get distracted as they move forward towards trying to accomplish what they want for their life and for their career. And you see in today's world, there's so many distractions. It's hard to stay focused today. And I believe everybody needs a coach. And so
But they need the structure, right?
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need the structure, we need the accountability.
Right.
Because we'll tell our own self in a minute, oh man, it's okay, I'm gonna do this. I'm just gonna have this one. I'll get started tomorrow. It's
Mm-hmm.
easy. We'll tell ourselves that, and then before you know it, tomorrow is a week and a month.
Tomorrow never comes.
Exactly. So having somebody to be accountable to, if you really want to change, and that's the real key too. So everybody don't want to change for real. But if you really want to become the person that you want to be, if you have somebody there to hold you accountable, to remind you of what you want to do, and somebody to help to remind you of what it's going to do for you, how it's going to change your life when you accomplish this thing that's you've been unable to do for years, and you can make some progress. It's transformation.
So, how do you usually get your clients? Is it through referrals, or do you work with an agency, or how does that work?
So a combination. So over the years, for the last 10 years, I've been coaching people as part of my corporate job. So, I'm coaching managers. I'm a trusted advisor to CEOs and general managers and vice presidents. So I'm coaching people that I work with. And so I've been doing a little bit of additional coaching outside of my corporate job. And, typically by word of mouth. Also, people sometimes find me, they go to my LinkedIn page, they see my extensive background, and they see, maybe some of my comments about leadership. I have a keynote. I'm also a speaker. I have a keynote called Leadership Reimagined,
Okay.
which is, where I talk about how leaders can reimagine leadership to help them advance their skills and to also build connections with their employees that create great work environments. And so they see those things and reach out and we talk, and they may schedule a rapid success coaching session. And when you see what I can do in 15 to 30 minutes, then if you had an opportunity to speak to me and we can work together, once a week or twice a month, or monthly, or whatever it is you need, is going to be better than not having somebody to hold you accountable and keep you moving forward. And the other part about that is that, once again, I'm a product of the product. I'm not somebody who's talking about something they read. I'm somebody who went from poverty to working their way to an executive at Fortune 500 companies for 35 years,
Mm-hmm.
who is now the CEO of his own two companies. So uh, I'm a product of the product. I've done it. I've walked the pathways that many people are going to be needing to walk in the future, and I can probably help to accelerate their growth and prevent them from stepping on some landmines.
Got you. So I also saw that you are a DDI certified. What is that?
Yeah, Development Dimensions International is the largest training company in the world. And I'm a certified facilitator. They have some great content on coaching for managers. So I'll just share this real quick. A lot of people don't know the difference between leadership and management. So I like to help people understand that uh, leadership is a component of management. So the academic framework of management is planning, organizing, leading, and controlling. Those are the four pillars of management. The leading pillar is the most popular one because it can create exponential results. So everybody focuses on leadership,
Hmm.
and and then leadership is changing today. Coaching has become one of the most powerful aspects of leadership. So I teach leadership. I've been certified through DDI to teach other managers how to coach their employees. Because if you think about it, coaching is all about helping other people accelerate and increase their capability. And if you're a manager, and if you, instead of just telling people what to do, you help people build that muscle, that confidence to be able to do things on their own, they're going to elevate their capability. And if you have a team of people and they all elevate their capability, guess what happens for you? You become more successful because you helped your whole team elevate. And I started our conversation saying, as leaders, it's our job to remove the obstacles for our people. It's our job to help our employees experience success. And if you coach them and you help them get better and better, they're going to get better. You're going to get better results. The company's going to do better, and you're going to do better as a manager. So, coaching people is one of the things that I've learned and been certified to do through DDI as well. And that's more of a training session. So I'm certified through John Maxwell as a coach. So I can coach one-on-one coaching for individuals or group coaching. And then as through DDI, I'm certified to um, train managers how to become coaches. And also I train managers on how to improve their communication skills. I train managers on managing team performance, and I train managers on delegating for peak performance. So those are the four main things I'm certified to teach through DDI.
Mm. Do you, with managers that you've coached in the past, have you ever run into situations where they are intimidated by one of their subordinates because they think their subordinates might be better than them at being a manager or a leader?
Yeah, I've seen some situations like that where the manager is hesitant to, uh, assign people certain things or intimidated by someone because they have better credentials. And that's a coaching moment, when I run into that, because I tell managers, you should hire people who are smarter than you, because you're in the position you're in. If you have somebody who's smarter than you, that, I mean, doesn't mean you're going to lose your position. That just means your department is going to be more successful. The smarter the people that you're surrounded with, the more capable your team is going to function. So you should seek people who are smarter than you, or and not be intimidated by people who have talent. You need talent on your team, and part of that's confidence. You just have to have the confidence that and the commitment to your job, which is to help the organization succeed, which means I need to hire the best people possible in order for us to meet the expectations of our customers and our company.
Mm. I think it was Steve Jobs that said, uh, "Would a manager should hire people that are smarter than them,
Mhm.
not so that he can tell or he or she can tell them what to do, but so that they can tell him or her what to do." That's,
Right.
is that is that a fair
Uh,
statement?
that is a fair statement. Yeah. Yeah.
Do you do?
Yeah. And when you find somebody who's got that talent, a great person for you to delegate to.
Mm-hmm.
As a leader, you should always be preparing someone to become your successor as well.
Mm,
And if you hire somebody who's as smart or smarter than you, then that might be the right person for you to, target for helping them become your successor, giving them challenges above and beyond, what their normal job might be, delegating work to them. Because if they're really smart, they're going to want to be challenged. They'll be happy to do additional things, and you can delegate some of your work to them. That gives them development opportunities, and that frees you up to go do other things as well. So,
mm. In my work experience, I found that managers teach you two things: what to do and what not to do as a manager.
right.
Yeah, I mean that's what I've seen. But I feel that managers should be a launching pad for other managers. They should develop other managers and be a launching pad that managers can go in other departments, if need be, and become managers themselves. So anyway,
Absolutely. That's a good point. And it brings me to one other thing I want to mention.
okay.
Uh, I just want to mention as a simple definition for leadership. since we talked about kind of what a manager does, just want to separate it from leadership. You know, when I'm giving speeches to corporations or to small organizations, you know, I like to ask everybody in the audience, you know, I want you to just ponder for a moment, define what leadership is to you.
Mm,
And 98% of the time, 98% of the people in the room have a different understanding of leadership. So, you know, leadership is very abstract. You know, if I ask 100 people, I'll probably get 100 different definitions of what they think leadership is or how they define leadership. So, I like to use a definition. It's not mine totally. John Maxwell has a definition for leadership. He says leadership is influence, nothing more, nothing less.
mm,
And, you know, that's pretty simple. I like that, but I like to take it a step further and define influence. So, influence is being able to impact the behavior, character, and or development of an individual or organization.
mm.
And that's what leadership is. And each and every one of us has the capability to do that, regardless of what our position is. If we're in a position of authority, we definitely have the ability to do that. If we're an individual contributor, we still have the ability to do that. I've worked for organizations where we had people in my department who were not the manager, but were just as influential as the manager because they were a leader. They looked after the whole department, even though they weren't in charge.
Right.
And that's what being a leader is about. You know, you look to the person in front and back and side of you, and you're doing what it takes for everybody to be successful. You're willing to help anybody, and you're helping to move everybody forward.
Yeah, I believe that you don't have to have a title in order to be a leader. You know,
Right.
you don't have to be a manager in order to be a leader in a unit, in a business unit. You know, so
Absolutely correct.
I agree with that wholeheartedly. Well, Coach Keith Shaw, I really appreciate you taking the time to sit down with me, man. You've put down a lot of information and shared a lot of information about your business and about yourself. Enough information to inspire some other person, which is what my podcast is all about, inspiring others to improve themselves and give them some ideas of other businesses that they can get into themselves. So I really appreciate you spending the time to talk to me.
Oh, it's been an honor and a pleasure to be here. I really thank you for giving me the opportunity to spend a little time with you. And yeah, I hope that someone, if my objective every time I have a chance to speak is that, you know, I hope one person gets some positive inspiration, you know, from interaction with me, because you know, it's my personal mission statement to help people reach their full potential, so together we can make a positive difference in the lives of others.
That's it. That's what the Craig Max Chasing Success Show is all about. Thanks again, folks. This is Coach Keith Shaw, and he is the chief engagement officer of Leadership and Personal Development Academy. I'll put a link to his website in the description, and you can check him out. Thanks again, Keith.
All right, thank you.